Welcome back to Beards and Brews. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell. Not only does it help us, but you'll know when we have another one brewing. This week's movie is going to be Gremlins from 1984. Fellas, what'd you think of those old Gremlins?
Snow should have spawned more gremlins.
Oh my God, you're right.
Like that's like the first thing that came to mine and the missus' head. Like as soon as they went outside, like in the dark and it's snow everywhere. I was like, isn't snow just like I don't know, cold water? I like that moment.
Water in its wettest form can transform a gremlin.
So we've actually done Gremlins 2 before. It was a couple years ago. If you haven't listened to that, listen to this one first. Then go back to listen to that Gremlins 2 cast from, I don't know, 2019 or something.
Ah, the before times, yes.
The before times, yeah. But this was my first time watching Gremlins. Somehow I've avoided this my entire life. And yeah, this was a fun ride.
Well, then you may need to rephrase that to avoiding as to missed out.
Yeah, I didn't mean that I've avoided it. It's just like something that's never crossed my path. I don't know. Growing up, I kind of tended to avoid a lot of things that came out of the 80s just because that was my mom's time. That was like old shit, I don't want that.
It's all about the new shit.
History.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need a movie from 1984. What good came out in 1984?
Chandler kicks over a fucking record player. He's like, fuck this. Give me that Marilyn Manson. This is the new shit.
Fuck your metal. My metal's new as fuck. But yeah, like seeing how it is like an 80s movie, man, this is a real easy watch. Like this is just kooky as fuck. The gremlin designs are just phenomenal. Jesus. Like not only is Gizmo cute as hell, like definitely there to sell some dolls. I get it. Wink. I see you over there, Mr. Spielberg.
Fucking worked.
But on like the absolute opposite side, you have like all these fucked up gremlins, like Stripe and everybody. They're just killer little animatronics. Like everything from animatronics to just like dolls. They just look great.
Fuck yes. And dude, the cocoons are just like squatted gremlins in like that hear no evil pose.
They definitely gave me like Aliens vibes.
Yeah, like their cocoon stage or whatever. Yeah. Because like I know it's not like it's supposed to be identical or anything, but like once they're all like metamorphosizing, it just definitely looked like Gizmo took a hot shit on the floor and didn't tell anybody.
That's my fucking notes. It says the baby gremlins took 10 floor shits in the night.
Yeah, because like Billy comes back and sees all this and it's like, Gizmo, and he's just on the bed. It's just like he just fucking ruined your place.
He's got a box of Taco Bell next to him. He's like, Gizmo, tell me about
food. No. That's why his room smelled like rancid quesadillas.
I was actually kind of wondering, like, they talk about feeding them, and then, once they do multiply, there's a handful of them, like 5 or 6 of them. Like, you got to feed them too, and they got to shit somewhere. I was wondering, how does that work? Because they're in like an attic.
I would assume it's like rabbits, though, just pellets fucking everywhere.
Still, they got to go somewhere. You can't just like not clean. Like, this is a boy's bedroom.
Yes, but this is also the 80s, and still current times people do it too. They just let the animal shit up the house, and they're like, I guess it's just part of having an animal.
Hey,
gross. Middle America, you fucked up.
No doubt.
No wonder that crotchety old bitch hates them.
No kidding. Yeah.
All the neighborhood pets or whatever just like trekking to her house in the middle of the night, just taking huge shits everywhere all over her lawn.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, she probably deserved it, and also for that, they probably deserved all of the deaths that they have gotten. No, they didn't. They're beautiful, good boys.
Agreed. But fellas, what is Gremlins? What are we doing? So, stars a fella. His name's Billy. He works at a bank. You know who else works there? Phoebe Gates.
Yes, she does.
What? 80s heartthrob.
I mean, every time Phoebe Gates was on the screen, I'll just tell you I was having a good time. That's all I'm saying.
Well, she tries to not only play it low key, but below low key. She comes in full shoulders, and she's just like, guess what? I'm a running back.
But
she is more masculine than him through this whole film, though.
I mean, she can hold her own, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with a strong lady.
She can hold her own until you ask her about Christmas, and then she falls the fuck apart. God. And I can't wait to talk about that.
Listen, that's a traumatic experience.
Yeah, but you don't fucking unload that on somebody on Christmas Eve on like your third date.
I'm gonna just go out and say it that a lot of this town needs therapy, because there's some shit that goes down. They're just like, you know what? That's not real.
But let's get this story set at the beginning, and it really catches up really quickly. Basically, Dad, poking around Chinatown, he's an inventor, so he's just trying to like sell his wares somewhere. He wanders into what looks like an old like 18th century opium den and tries to sell this guy, I don't know, some random shit that he's invented. But instead he sees this cute little fucking thing and he's like, hey, I'll give you $200 for him. And he's like, no, he's not for sale.
So in 80s terms, Fat Man wanders into Big Trouble in Little China, talks with Fu Manchu while Short Round gets him a good deal out back.
100% on that.
100%. And it's Blade Runner Chinatown. It's like super futuristic, but Chinatown. The way it was shot was like really cool though.
It's just that neon. It's just so cool.
You got Fu Manchu or whatever his fucking name is, and he's not amused that the fat dude is trying to like throw his money around. He's like, listen here, my little Veruca, she wants an Oompa Loompa. She's gonna get it.
That's probably big money back in 83, 84, throwing down hundos in front of that kid. He's like, wow. I didn't even know who Ben Franklin was until now.
$200. I could buy an Atari and a couple of games.
That's like $1,000 in today money.
Yeah.
Wow. Gotta hoard all those ET cartridges.
You got Everything Has a Price, Ted DiBiase in there buying a Furby that fell off the back of the truck. And he gets some basic, he gets some ground rules for what not to do with the Furby. And they're like, don't play with his butt and don't spit in its ears. It ain't into that shit.
Don't whisper anything anti-Semitic to it.
Too late.
But then he gets like the rules mixed up and he's like, hey kid, don't whisper into ass.
Next thing you know, it's just a hard cut of him giving the fucking rim job.
Oh, what?
And like while he's doing it, while he's giving the little Furby a rim job, he's saying like, the Holocaust never happened.
Oh, fuck. You got the fucking racist neighbor just like looking in through the window. He's just like,
this fucking gremlins.
He just has a hard flashback that he just can't look away from.
Fucking foreigners.
All right, so Daddy gets away with this box of gremlin, this mogwai is what they're actually called.
Gremlin.
Yeah, it comes in like a little box,
It's very few and far between that the movie is titled the racist term of whatever's in that movie.
And like we want to tell you right now, those rules legitimately doesn't have anything to do with Jews, but keep them out of the sunlight. The sunlight will kill them.
Hang on, I've got the giggles. I'm just laughing at everything.
Sunlight will kill them. Don't get them wet, and don't feed them after midnight. Those are the 3 rules to live by. Don't break them.
Put your shirt on, David Beckham.
What?
Don't want them getting wet.
Oh,
fuck. Now, as an audience member, we watch the movie. We know what happens when you break these rules, but I feel like I know the kid just wanted to make a buck, but I feel like he should have just like kind of compounded how important these rules are, and maybe why.
He doesn't give a fuck about that little mogwai. He wants that cash.
This isn't going to bite me or my entire community in the ass or anything. 100, 100. I just want to do it again.
It's such a big number. Yeah, there's the rules, and we get a little cut of small town America, I guess. And you get to see this young boy's fucking father's small town tree hustle, and it's goddamn Tommy Jarvis from Jason.
You say this little boy, this is like a young man. He's got a job. He works at a bank. There's a Phoebe Cates that also works there. No,
I was talking about Corey Feldman dressed up like a tree.
I didn't even notice Corey Feldman this early.
I like how the movie tries to play it off as like this cute little thing his dad made him do, then it immediately turns into child labor.
Oh yeah, dude, he's dragging fucking Christmas trees while he's wearing a Christmas tree costume to people's homes from, the side of the road on the interstate. This kid is just dirt fucking poor, and his dad's like, oh, look, man, somebody got to stay with the trees. Somebody got to drag them.
But Dad, why do I have to wear the costume? Listen, you're the only little tree I get to bring home tonight.
It's free advertising.
Oh, at home?
No.
He has to shower in it.
Don't worry, it's evergreen. Doesn't come off.
It's just who you are now.
Tree man.
Oh. I straight up didn't notice that was Corey Feldman until like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, and he has like a weird relationship with Billy, where Billy's clearly, like you said, a young man, and Corey Feldman's still stuck in like 12-year-old Corey Feldman body.
Mm-hmm.
So like he just like runs in his room, he's like, "Hey, we're best friends, haha, we're neighborhood yucks," and I'm just like, "That's a child."
That's a little creepy, isn't it?
Yeah,
And he's like taking him to his bedroom, which is in the attic.
Oh,
because he still lives with his parents.
yeah.
Now, Billy, I don't want you to get these things wet, but please take this child with a loose glass of orange juice next to your painting supplies and let him forcefully knock around the tiny gremlin.
Yeah, like for real, like I just find it totally odd. He just like welcomed himself to whatever was in the room. Like he just pulls out the comic books with the 3D glasses, like, "Yep, fucking gremlin."
Yeah, I completely believe it. It's not a big deal at all. That creature I've never before seen in my life that just spawned 10 additional beings from itself that grew instantly into identical beings. Man, yeah, I'm gonna go watch this Foreskin comic. What is it called? Captain Foreskin or some shit? The Hooded Menace.
To be fair, it was 1984. It's not like everybody had like the internet. It's not like everybody even had like an Encyclopedia Britannica. Sometimes there were just, animals that you hadn't seen before. Maybe this was, I don't know. It was 1984.
Okay, no, I completely agree with you now, Chandler, because I used to have a subscription to Zoo Books, and they would send you. They would send you like new animals that you would never fucking see, and you just clipped them into your little Zoo Books portfolio and went, I now know what a fucking aardvark is.
Duck-billed platypus? That's not real. Get the fuck out of here, Zoo Books.
Snakes have bones? That's fucking wild.
But we get treated to a day in the life of Billy, and his life is go to work, get Karen'd, have his dog be threatened to be set inside of a dryer on fucking high heat. And then he just has to take it?
Listen, we're going to have to talk about this, because in this lowly town of Not Hill Valley, this fucking wench of a person, like, she walks in front of everybody, looks Billy straight in the eye, just basically just gave her entire MO of like how she's gonna murder this fucking dog.
I have her written down as cold-hearted bank bitch, and yeah, you're right. She brings in like a part of like a mechanical snowman that she brought that she imported because you had to import them. You couldn't just get them from Home Depot back then. I'll have to look into that. But she just straight up says, like, you're right. Hey, I'm going to kill your dog in exchange for, destroying my snowman. I want your dog because I'm going to have him taken to the pound and put down. And if you don't give him to me, I'm just going to kill him myself, and it'll be a lot less fun.
With my mitts.
With my mitts.
It's such a like outwardly awkward thing. I'm just like, is anybody going to say anything? And the only person does is just this old fucking fool who's like, you know what? You're right. Maybe you should, ma'am. I'm like, what?
Do it. Fuck that dog.
Yeah, fuck that kid in particular. He's got a vest on.
He's her Rob Schneider, and she's Adam Sandler. You can do it.
And like even like the higher ups at the bank don't give a fuck that like this is happening, because you got like Judge Reinhold who's like, I'm gonna fucking run this place. I got a bigger dick than everybody, man. I'm just gonna hit on everything that fucking moves.
You talking about the other guy from Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah, he's the psychiatrist from Santa Claus.
He's such a fucking cocksmooch. Like Billy just wants to go have a beer after work and chill with his girl.
Yeah.
And Mr. fucking Big Dick comes there. He's like, Billy, you fucking suck, bro. He's like, I'm gonna be a millionaire in 2 weeks, and you can be sucking my bowels, my plums. And he just takes it.
Yeah, like the irony is completely lost on, which I love, because like he's like, I'm going to be better than you, Billy. And then like, dude, you're literally my best friend. Where are you gonna go? Like, it's such a small town community. Like, who else are you gonna talk to? Nobody likes you.
Like, are they actual friends? I just thought they were like workplace proximity associates.
I think it was his buddy giving him tough love that was just beyond tough, and it was more spiteful, arrogant love.
Like I just assumed that he was there to try and flirt with old Phoebe Cates.
I feel like that's something like he wouldn't have to go out of his way to do. They all work at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's just being extra creepy and just followed Billy just so he could.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, hey, you're going to see old Phoebe at the bar because she works a side hustle. I'm going with you because I want to smash.
It could be. And what sucks is he gets no respite even when he gets home, because he lives in the house of a failed Willy Wonka.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Billy
This dude
Wonka.
has like, yeah, Billy Wonka. This dude's got like fucking gadgets that no one even wants. Something that's going to trim your pube hair while it like rubs your balls, but it's going to go horribly wrong at any minute and somehow tase your fucking taint.
Dude, like some of that shit was gonna like trim the numbers in the family. None of this shit's safe. Like I don't even understand why they're okay with it. Cause like there's like a little family bit, you know, mom's making some food, Billy comes in. He's like, make some eggs. And she's like, use that egg machine that we just have, your dad made. And I have a feeling she knew damn well that thing just doesn't work. Cause that little smirk on her face as she's chopping whatever, and Billy almost loses a hand behind her.
Dude, yeah, they're sabotaging him. And he knows it because the next morning, whenever he comes down for breakfast, he tries to just kill himself with the orange juice machine.
I love what the missus had to say about that, but just because of how ridiculous that reacted, and she was just like, that was only one orange.
I don't know how this juice machine works, but I thought that there were like already oranges preloaded into it for some reason. Like you see all the other oranges and it looks like the machine is sitting on top of them for some reason. So I thought maybe it might have been like a bottom loading thing.
I don't know.
It doesn't work. That's all you need to know. It looks terrifying and it doesn't work.
Jack LaLanne wept.
Jack, oh man. The guy's like, "Ha, I'm fucking Dave Peltzer. And this is the Peltzer pulverizer. You just take this hammer bit and you put it next to the dog and boom, instant euthanasia."
Oh my God.
No.
I fucking, man, that fucking inventor dad is so just full of his own sauce. Cause like they're having like, I guess another quote unquote family moment around the breakfast table. And the table's just full of his shit. Like, why does this need to be here? I don't know why it annoyed me so much, but his like wacky inventions are just there so he can play with it for 2 seconds, toss it aside, another invention. Yeah, this is wacky as fuck too. What's the next one?
Well, there's that coffee maker that makes like coffee, like condensed coffee. What do you want to call it? Like a coffee distillate? Yeah, it's so thick and like rubbery looking.
He's just Stu Pickles.
Yeah, I was thinking a little Stu Pickles. I was thinking a little bit of, he's got a vibe of like the dad from the Vacation movies, Chevy Chase.
Oh, kind of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a fucking con man, straight up. This dude's a fucking con man, and he's the guy. You brought up the Encyclopedia Britannicas. He's the motherfucker that you would see come to your door with those, and then he would also be pushing that bullshit smokeless ashtray on you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the only one that actually had any ground, but that itself was still fucking whatever. Oh. Well, you know what? Billy comes home, gets a new pet. Turns out it's a Gremlin, like Betty.
Gremlin. Yeah, at this point, we only know them as Mogwai, and then he says, I've just been calling him Gizmo. So this one actually has a name now. His name's Gizmo, and boy, is he cute.
Because he's an inventor.
No, I get it, but like I totally just wanted him to say something like, yeah, that's bitch fit 5000. I made him.
Yeah, like, fuck, dude, that thing, it is so unique. Now, don't get me wrong, Gizmo is the perfect name, and it's lasted forever, but that is not the fucking name that I would have looked. It sings, for God's sakes. It's furry. It's 100% just Furby. Like, I would look at it and be like, you're Furball or some shit like that.
Yeah, totally. That or just like, I don't know, this is celery. Just whatever.
You just foreign alien.
You guys, do you think Furbies are called Furbies because they're like furry versions of Kirby?
Or furry versions of Fergie?
It's that fucking meme where I'm sucking on the hoodie string and then I'm just looking off into space. Like, you got it's a good point. That's a shower thought.
Did you say furry versions of Fergie?
Yeah.
Oof. Hopefully this one doesn't piss itself on stage.
Oh, no.
Because then it'll just multiply, right? It's getting wet.
Yes.
Wait, well, what does it do with piss? Gremlins don't piss?
It just metabolizes all its food into cuteness.
And it's just eating to turn into... Does Gizmo ever eat? I don't see him eat. I think, like, he knows that if he starts fucking with food, he's not going to be able to control himself. And he's going to have a midnight snack. And then he's going to turn into, like, preteen Gizmo, and he's going to have acne. And he'll be like, oh, God, no, it's so tough to be a fucking green gremlin.
Oh, my God. I wish that was a thing in the movie. It's like, quick! Back off from that gremlin. He's angsty.
Oh, instead of his stripe like sticking up aggressively, it's just swooped over one eye.
Yeah. I think he probably read some communist manifesto.
Yum, yum. America, caca.
Oh, fuck. You know, I love it because like we've all put more thought into this than the movie did, unfortunately. Because like this is an amazing thing this guy brings home, and everyone's like, "Yeah, fucking sweet little dog you got. I'm gonna bring it upstairs and let Corey Feldman fiddle with it."
Yeah, it's 100% the equivalent of a kitten.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what you like. It's like, I mean, everybody has seen Gizmo. Everybody knows what a fucking gremlin is. But to describe it, it's kind of like a combination of like a dog and an owl. Gives me owl vibes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to like not describe it as a Furby, but that's a good one.
It can also speak like the human language, and there's like, yep, that's normal.
This one just told me no and shook its head. Yeah, that's a reasonable part of my day.
You mean it has the cognitive ability of a fucking toddler?
I think they were just amazed that like, you know, Pop brought home something that didn't just try to kill somebody. Like, this one in particular. Because, like, you know, it's like one of those things where, like, Billy got, like, some motorized toothbrush for his birthday, and now it's like, he's been limping for a week.
Oh, no. Oh, wait. What's he doing with that toothbrush? Because I've seen some videos on the internet before. I don't...
I would just think it hurt him in some way, but that oh no was fucking flawless.
Are we talking about, like, celery? You know, the toothbrush for your colon?
Dad, where'd you get the gremlin? I found him in an fucking Chinese emporium.
Yeah. Not CD whatsoever, just saying.
Then just hurry up and go break the rules real quick so this movie can get going. Give it some chicken and throw water on the fucker. Be quick.
Yeah.
Got to make sure to break all three within like 10 minutes of each other, okay?
Don't forget it hates bright light right after we take this flash photography photo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I almost kind of felt like the morning after, his dad would be like, what the hell? Those are the 3 rules you shouldn't have broke. And Billy's just like, what? You didn't say anything about like them wearing hats and shit. It just Gizmo with like a fucking pimp hat or something.
Yeah, he does have like a Santa hat on for a little bit, and he looks adorable.
Yeah, dude. That is something they do extremely well in this. Even whenever the other gremlins, the little pop out of Gizmo gremlins are there, they each have their own little snarky personality on their face with snarled grins or just a little mischievous furrowing of the brow, and they're very cute, and you go, oh, how could they ever be bad? And then you get to see them eat, and it's like watching critters.
Yeah
kinda.
Like you can definitely tell they're like a hive mind too, because they're like
yes,
death to capitalism, all kinds of stuff, you know.
From the beginning, though, like they are a kind of a tight-knit group, all the ones aside from Gizmo, but there's a leader, evidently, the one with stripes, which we call Stripe. Somehow Billy decides that he's the leader, despite him not doing fucking anything leaderly.
He's got a stripe.
He's got a stripe. You can pick that one out of a lineup. That's all you got.
He's unique. Unique New York. That's what he is.
Yeah, all the others are just like generic, I'm not going to say cannon fodder, but kinda.
You walk out and you see that dog just hanging there, and you know they're like, "Oh, who strung you up?" And he's like, "Merry Christmas," just fucking looking all stupid.
Well, speaking of Christmas, I got a festive one here for you. What I've got here today is from Anchor Brewing Company out of San Francisco, California. This is their Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, our special ale. I don't know. Guys, that's a dumb name, but this is their Christmas ale. I'm just going to call it a Christmas ale. I've had earlier iterations of this before, but God, I didn't realize it was this dark. Whew. I'll tell you, this is a lot darker than what I was expecting. They called this a winter warmer, but to me, this is a little bit closer to a porter, like a full-on porter. It's dry, a lot of roasted malt flavor, just a little bit of bitterness from the hops to finish it off. This is something to celebrate. This is to enjoy. Lots of spice, too. There's like that cinnamon and nutmeg kind of stuff going on, a little clove, but still not sweet. This is dry. This is drinkable. This is very solid. I enjoy it.
It sounds really lovely. But you know what? As a better way to spend your holiday time, just bitching about racist shit and getting in your plow.
There's gremlins in my fucking tractor, goddamn foreign.
Yeah, as we've mentioned, Phoebe Cates' character also works at a bar, and there's a drunk guy that I guess she's helping out to his truck, because that's what you do with drunk guys, right? And he's just spouting this stuff about, oh, you got to watch out for the foreigners because they plant gremlins in your engine. Same with the planes in World War II. And that's actually the first mention of gremlins that we get in this movie, by the way.
Yeah. And he goes a little nuts. He's like, I should have brought a goddamn Zenith.
Just America.
Yeah.
But it's not the first time that, as a viewer, you may or may not have seen a gremlin. Like, there's like a classic cartoon of Bugs Bunny where he's dealing with the gremlins, and exactly how they act in that cartoon is kind of how they act here. They're mischievous and fun and super interesting, as opposed to just vicious, but they also have this killer instinct that's super fucking cool that comes out later.
Yeah, you're right.
True.
There's sort of this dichotomy that we have that they're like, okay, they are the antagonists. Everybody but Gizmo is the antagonist, because at some point we get up to like dozens of them, and it's a whole lot of fun to watch, but also some of these scenes are kind of fucking brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Especially what happens to old racist man, who I will point out, that's Dick Miller. We've seen him in other movies and stuff like that.
Miller.
He was one of those fellas who were just a prominent character actor in the 80s and stuff. Brady, you might know him better as the guy that worked at the gun store in Terminator.
Yeah, he's like, you can't do that. He goes, wrong.
So after that, he ends up walking home with his girl, and they have a conversation. Turns out she hates Christmas. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll get to that later. But she rattles off a quote. It's kind of dark for this movie, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that's juxtaposed with the most ignorant fucking thing I've ever heard. Because, like, she's being, I guess, kind of real. It's like, listen, Christmas fucked me up. It's a hard subject. And Billy over there, he's just like, what? Everybody's happy during the holidays, even people who don't even know it yet, or something like that. And she's just like, I'm trying to be fucking real with you, dude. I'm trying to get some dick and everything, and this is not working out.
Oh, come on, I'm just naive.
Oh,
Talking
Billy.
about suicide rates are always highest around the holidays. Some people are opening their presents while other people are opening their wrists.
Oh.
And Billy goes, oh, wow, just like wrapping paper.
Bruh.
She's like, listen, this is where I live. See you later. And he's just like, ha, I got her. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's not quite.
Meanwhile, at the hall of school, Billy had dropped off a gremlin there, or what the fuck ever. Because,
to the science teacher to be like, hey, tell me what's this thing's all about. Like, do science stuff, despite, you just having a bachelor's and probably communications from the community college. Do some science stuff, old doc.
Yeah, and he totally does. He walks around in a science lab coat and with a syringe. That's what he does.
That he forcefully sticks under the fingernail of the small, tiny gremlin.
Yes, and for just briefly, we have to talk about, like, okay, maybe he's getting like a blood sample, but like when he pulls the syringe away, it's like some pink goop inside that thing, like he just sucked out some of his being.
It's the fucking hate goop from Ghostbusters 2.
Oh no, it's just pink slime.
Pink slime? So you're telling me if you took what he pulled out of that gremlin and put it into some like hot oil, we'd get a chicken nugget?
Oh no.
Yes. Oh my god. Chicken nuggets are mogwais.
Oh!
Can I get your order today, sir? Yeah, can I have a dozen McGrimlins?
It's delicious in this 93-degree heat and fucking car.
Now he's just from Boston.
Oh, wait. Here we go. Oh, Wendy's. It's me, Sean Carter. I know you don't have any spaghetti, but do you have any of those McGrimlins?
I know in Italy they have a McPasta. Give me the McPasta. You can make it.
Meanwhile, the guy at Wendy's just in the back. God damn it.
He's like, it's been 3 fucking weeks of peace before this son of a bitch came in. He's just like slamming the headset on the ground.
He's done.
But he leaves a sandwich out, and the gremlin gets a hold of it. Billy, dumb shit, he fucking feeds his bunch of gremlins some fried chicken, and they disgustingly eat it. They wake up to 10 floor shits in the morning, and hilarity ensues.
Hilarity does ensue. Yeah, these
Certainly.
these things start their own cocoons, and eventually they're gonna hatch. And man, this looks kind of nasty.
But still no alertness from Billy. I mean, he just walked into his room, and one of the little shits looks like Billy Idol. And he's just like, oh, that's kind of weird. That fucking dog's ugly now.
Bitchin'.
Okay, this is where I started losing my shit. Because you can suspend disbelief so far.
Oh, yeah?
There's common sense, too. Okay, this thing...
I really want to know where you're going with this.
I'm
It
curious.
tricked me. It is now in a cocoon that looks like its future self, which is disgusting and scary. I'm going to go down the street and leave my mom here making cookies. Like nothing's happening.
It's okay. Just she's got the egg machine by her side, you know.
Well,
She also
they
has
didn't
a
know
knife.
that these alien eggs were going to hatch, and fucking Ellen Ripley was downstairs wearing an apron.
Dude, I absolutely love how Billy's mom has a KD ratio. It's fucking hilarious. She doesn't even let it get to her. She's like, knife, murder, 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 going right into the fucking fireplace, murder, murder.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. So Billy gives her a call and is like, "Mom, they're hatching. Get out of the house." And meanwhile, she's just like, "I got a knife. I'ma fuck these guys up." And she does.
Get away
Throws one in a fucking juicer. The juicer that we saw earlier. We got gremlin juice that's high in vitamin A.
Yes.
We got another one that gets thrown into a microwave and gets blown up.
Get away from my appliances, you bitch.
This scene is like full on horror movie. This is
And
like
that's
Little Shop of Horrors or something.
That's one of the things I love about this movie is like there are horror elements, but
Yeah.
like it being juxtaposed with all the wackiness, it doesn't feel out of place.
And also,
gives me
this is
that
a Christmas
same-
movie. This is a Christmas movie still.
Yes. It gives me that same Paul Verhoeven feel that RoboCop does. There's a serious subject handled in a goofy way. And it's
Yeah.
just a lot of fun. Like whenever she takes the knife and she's like, stick around and fucking guts that gremlin
Yeah,
and then just
absolutely.
wanders off like it never fucking happened. She's not shook by this at all. She takes she's on the attack. She's not leaving. She's Mama Bear in this fucking house and she's wiping them all out. And then you got Stripe, and that's the one that everyone's going to be afraid of later. He's the fucking ringleader. He's the dangerous one. She chases him out, like makes him cry. He's got to blow his snotty ass nose and bust out the window to get away. She's like, "That's right,
Yeah.
bitch, run."
Is that the one that jumps on her from the Christmas tree a little bit earlier?
Yeah, absolutely. And she's like, I ain't having none of that. Flings him off.
No, fucking Billy runs in last minute with a conveniently placed sword on the wall because everybody in Middle America has a sword on their wall and just like fucking golf swings him out.
Fuck yeah, 1d8 slashing damage from his +1 longsword.
Absolutely.
Nice. I think this is like the only time in the whole movie where Billy actually emotes. Like he's like, "Oh, geez, ma, whack. Oh, I gotta go do some other stuff."
Yeah, you're right. He is kind of like a blank slate of a character, and that's fine. It's fine. He doesn't need to be anyone. The Gremlins are the star. Let's be real. The Gremlins are the star of this movie. And Phoebe Cates is just there to, back everything up a little bit. I mean, she can back some.
Back it up. Ah.
Phoebe Cates, get at us.
Well, and speaking of becoming the stars, Gremlins go wild. Like they just fucking go all over the place. And probably no, this is my favorite part of the movie. So that stupid bitch of a woman who basically harassed everybody at the bank earlier, she's at home and she's too good for stairs. She has a fucking helper and everything. So the Gremlins have the best idea. Hey, let's put a distraction out on her front porch and stuff. It's not going to be a flaming bag of doo-doo. It's going to be better than that. It's going to be a bunch of gremlins singing carols. She's going to flip her shit and she's going to have to go upstairs to hide. But guess what? We fucked with her stair lift.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking hate Christmas carols.
It's so quick too. Like the movie just dispatches her so fast, and it's so satisfying.
Well,
Yes,
before this,
such-
the Gremlins actually had to multiply, and we started out with like 6 or 7. Now we've got like hundreds, it seems like, because they go to the school. Billy's, trying to knock him out here or there, but one of them, is it Spike? One of them gets to the pool. Once he jumps in there, we just have like, it's basically that scene from Are You Afraid of the Dark? The episode where they're trying to like summon like an Egyptian demon guy in the pool, where everything just ends up like smoky and then they just come out.
Arise, Gremlins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they just come
I
out
know
of
what
the
you're talking
pool
about.
like that, and it's just like a swarm of them. And that's when the chaos starts going off. That's when you get, a gaggle of them going to old lady bitch from the bank's house. It's a whole lot of fun, too.
It's fantastic.
It's adorable. He's holding his little nose and everything, all tucked in this little tight, neat bundle as he jumps in and metamorphoses into Leonidas and his personal guard of 300 that then marches down the street. But as you were saying, Eric, they tampered with the chairlift. She gets inside of it, and it pulls some Top Gun speed 5G shit.
Hell
she
yeah.
gets launched out of the window, like, what, a football field, and lands in front of some cops.
Yes. This moment is one of the reasons why I was like, maybe this town needs therapy, because this old woman gets launched all the way down the block, lands dead, of course, on the ground, feet sticking up, hilarious. And the cops are just like, was that old lady Jenkins or whatever? They're like, sure was. What do we do? Oh, is that Mr. Santa Man getting eaten alive asking for our help? well, I guess he's asking for us to kill him now. What do you want to do? Let's scram.
Yep.
Okay. This is
They
the
just
most
leave?
ridiculous, yet the most realistic bit. Because the cops are there and they see her get launched out of a window. Then they see Santa getting literally swarmed with gremlins. They're eating him alive. And he slams against their window and falls down. And the cop is slowly rolling his window up to block a gremlin from getting into them. And they go, hey, I think we should get back to the station. And he looks at him with sheer terror and goes, yes, we should.
But like the guy was just like pressed up against the window, like, release me. And you're like,
They could at least hit him like the dude in RoboCop.
Oh, fuck. Santa gets turned into eggnog.
Yes.
Honestly, a lot of this from the here on out is like a montage of the Gremlins just doing ridiculous stuff that just is a whole lot of fun. And then every once in a while, you'll get a clip of like the townspeople or the protagonist, wanting to proceed with the plot. But most of this is just about the Gremlins doing wild shit. Like you've got one Gremlin who's like messing with mailboxes. You got one Gremlin that's like playing with traffic lights, starting accidents. You just got all these Gremlins just causing chaos. You got one, or maybe like 3 or 4, driving a bulldozer through somebody's house.
Yep. You know what? I was going to bring that up because you said like some of the stuff is a little brutal. By all means, poor Dick Miller and his wife, Miss Dick. I don't know. So like he's just in his house screaming all sorts of like obscenities about anybody who's not white, and he's just like, oh, I'm just going to go outside and look at my fucking plow because that's all American Kentucky thoroughbred back there, or some shit. He walks outside. He's just like rubs his eyes like squeaky squeaky. That's a goddamn gremlin. And like they run them over with his plow. Like they're just greasy spots now. They're fucked.
And that is just the intro to what the Gremlins are about to ensue doing in this bedlam that's just waiting around the corner as the theme song for Gremlins kicks on. That and it's almost like a little circus jingle while they murder people in funny fashion.
It is funny though.
Well, then the movie does a 180 again, so we hard cut to Phoebe Gates being a bartender, and there's just like everybody, all the rest of the Gremlins, whatever personality you can think of, they're just all hanging out, just having a gas. Because okay, so I believe the only reason why this scene exists is just because.
It exists purely for the Flashdance Gremlin.
He's a maniac.
Yeah, he is.
I'm right in the middle of a fucking reptile zoo. And someone was giving them booze.
Yes.
God damn, that's where Billy was when the drugs kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, he's in fucking space now. He never came down.
Yeah, the ridiculous part of this to me is she's serving them drinks. Like she's, running out of her mind, but she's not scared really. She's just worried about like that tip.
Yeah, I was gonna say like she gets paid in tips, dude. Like that's all she's got. She needs that extra money to
know that they don't have like wallets.
They got that prison wallet.
Oh.
That old cloacal scale.
Ooh.
That's their smuggle tunnel.
Ooh.
She just needs the extra cash so she can pat her shoulder. That's all it is.
Oh, damn. All this is to a song going super madness, super madness. And it is just that. It's just super madness.
Yeah. Did we mention the gremlin that's wearing a trench coat for the sole purpose of flashing Phoebe Cates?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the rest of them are just butt fucking naked.
I mean, that's the joke. He just wanted to flash his cloacal scale.
Yeah, I guess so.
He gives it a little tap. Now, she escapes with the help of a fucking camera because, bright light, as Gizmo would say.
Yeah.
And she runs into our dear friend Billy once again. And during all this, there was murder, chaos, complete, never-before-seen creatures, nothing like them on the planet. And they're killing people. And she has the gall to turn around and go, Billy, I know this is a stressful time, but my dad died in a chimney while dressed as Santa. I found him because he stunk.
Listen.
I think I have some damage.
I was 9 years old, and that's how I found out there's no Santa Claus.
Listen, his reaction said it all. By reaction, I mean he was just like,
And honestly, like, as the viewer, that's a bit of a fucking downer.
Yeah.
Billy reacts less than Gizmo did.
Well, Gizmo is just afraid because he's never heard of Santa Claus before. So the idea that this fat ass man is going to come down somewhat like everyone's chimney in one night, that's the terrifying part to him.
Oh, well, that makes sense why his like little alter egos were just chewing on him. He's like, this fat man can't possibly exist. Rid of him.
But this meat is highly marbled.
Everything is quiet on the Western Front, and they walk outside. And they go, I guess it's okay. I don't know where they're at. And then they find out they're in the local theater, and they love Disney. And by God, they sure as fuck like Snow White.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I know we watched the Gremlins 2 or whatever, and we had that whole theater scene in that one. But this is basically the same thing, just not meta. So they're just all being wacky because they just want to see a 3D movie.
You say this is basically the same thing as a scene in a movie that we've seen before. It is. But that movie is Inglourious Bastard.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, it is. I have the same shit, Chain Man. We're on the same page, bud.
Oh, my God. Adam Sandler busted in with an MP40. Wop, 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 wop.
It's me, the banjo.
Yeah, so they go downstairs, they try and light up the gas while this theater is filled with gremlins, with popcorn, having a gas. They are absolutely having a gas now, especially. Didn't mean it like that, but we'll roll with it.
Yeah. But like in true bro fashion, you know, when the party's running out of supplies, Stripe goes out, he's like, man, all the popcorn's fucked. Yeah, candy's fucking no dice on that one. Then he has like a little gleaming neon glow through the window, catches his eye, he's like, ah, candy.
Gotta get me some Mike and Ike's.
He goes running over there because he's like, I'd rather go over there and rot my teeth than sit here and rot my brain.
Really, the next thing that I have is, hey, there's the Montgomery Ward.
Ripping teeth.
That's how you know this movie was made in the 80s.
Well, not only that, because like the movie theater had like old projection booth and everything, and all the gremlins were inside just being wacky again. Like clearly not able to like thread this thing at all, but they could manage to get it work just because it's wacky.
Yeah, why not? It doesn't matter because they're going to nuke the whole site from orbit in like 10 seconds anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they blow up that movie theater, but Spike, I don't remember how he gets out, but he gets out and runs over to the Montgomery Ward.
Yeah, and they're just like, explosion, we did it. They're all dead. Just like all the little Godzillas from that shitty Godzilla movie. We did it, Matthew Broderick. That was a lot of fish. They brushed themselves off. It's like, time for a good old-fashioned dick, and am I right, PB Gates? And then, what's that? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. They're not all dead.
And Stripe has a gun.
I hate that whole thing because it's exactly how they show it in the movie. He's just like, huh. And then just like camera creeps over. Yeah, that's a tiny gun.
By the way, not only is that a tiny gun, we've got a child-sized chainsaw here in a little bit. Why does this Montgomery Ward have a child-sized chainsaw?
You know, it's for your little husky Varnas.
Oh.
Yes.
I hate how good that is.
And this is the part of the movie where like, even though it's been wacky up to this point, it's just like all condensed into this one area full of shit they can just be wacky with.
Yeah, you've got Billy actively trying to fight Stripe, and Phoebe Cates, she's up in the security booth trying to like, I don't know what she's doing up here, working over the PA, turning electric on here or there. I don't know. She turned the fountain on. Yeah,
she's working the breaker box to turn the lights on.
She's doing her tasks in Among Us, and let me tell you what, Stripe is looking sus.
Ooh, sure is. Stripe looking real sus.
You've been trying to swipe that card for an hour now.
All right. Meanwhile, during all this, Gizmo's running around looking adorable again in like a Barbie remote control car.
Hell yeah, but he's controlling.
Yeah. I don't know how this works, guys.
It's powered by love, and he is all love. And he fucking pulls a good old boy's Dukes of Hazzard off a ramp into a curtain, sending it up, letting just a tiny bit of light in to smash down upon Stripe, who then starts to Wicked Witch melt.
Correct.
Hey, this is another episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? This is the Tale of Midnight Madness. They do that to Nosferatu.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that Gizmo finally did something because Billy unfortunately earned his surname Bitch Tits the past 5 minutes because like all he did was get fucking shit on by Stripe.
Look, if Billy's mom was there, this shit would have been wrapped up at the fucking movie theater. They would have said, hey, we're going to blow this place up. And she's like, no, hand me that hot butter and a nut.
You guys got guns? No?
Yes.
You ain't gonna change nothing.
Yes.
And now, like you said, the sun's coming through and stuff. Fucking Stripe goes through his final transformation into a sneeze.
Pretty much, yeah. He withers from like gremlin, from like almost a lizard into bone into like a green puddle.
Like, I know it's incredibly impressive, like the effects and stuff, and it's totally gross. I love it. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, Team America has ruined this moment for me, and he's like completely dead, but then you hear, wow!
Matt Damon?
Matt Damon is who I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, and everything wraps up, and they're back at home, and you got Dad sitting there like, well, Billy, I guess we're just going to have to wait till next year because we're so lucky that we got this guy. Oh, shit, where'd you come from, Fu Manchu? And he's like, give me my fucking gremlin.
Yeah, totally.
The Chinese guy from earlier just reappears inside of his house, no doors, no nothing.
It's almost like Billy could have been like, so, Dad, I know all this happened, but where did you really get this thing? And he's just like, from that Chinese fellow that appeared behind us.
Right there.
And the dude rolls in 100% spiteful with the $200 bills in his hand, and he just yaks him at the couch. Just like, take him.
You are not ready. You have done with the Magua what society has done with all nature's gifts. But yeah, we didn't mention it earlier. I mean, only briefly. The effects in this movie are pretty fucking good for what it is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Special effects are tight.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have been talking about that all along because all physical, practical effects look awesome.
Yeah. I brought it up super early, but like, I love how the last thing they use the effects for is just like, hey, Gizmo, you know, he knows some people words. He has something to say before I get out of this place. And he opens the box and he just like turns into Wilford Brimley from The Thing. He's like, I don't want to be in here anymore.
Yes! He's just, I don't want to be you. Let me come with you, Barry.
And there we have it. Fu Manchu walks into a matte painting. Credits.
I think it's a fun, dark, adorable movie. And I can't get enough of these types of films. Like, the fucking 80s knew what they were doing, and the reason that they keep trying to replicate it with newer films is because it has something magical, and it just you can't translate it, you can't copy it, and it sucks because there's a lot of really good movies out there, but this thing is what, 30 fucking years old, something like that, 37 years old, and it's
going
just
on 40,
fucking,
yeah,
it's fucking better than half the movies I see today.
I'm gonna 100% agree with you, and on that note, it's just because it's not cynical. Like, it's just like, well, we made this movie for your entertainment. And, you know, it might suck. It might not. It's just the thing, you know? It's just like, there's no cynicism behind it. It's like, yeah, we made it. It's goofy. Enjoy it or not. Whatever. And on that note, again, I think it's a good time. Like, it's just zany. I can't say well acted because fucking Billy Woodward over there. Yeah,
he doesn't that.
The whole movie is just all on Phoebe Gates' shoulder. As big as they are there to support it, and it's a lot of fun. Recommend it.
Yeah, I'm just going to echo back what both of you have said. This is a really good time. Like, this is a solid Christmas movie. This is, I mean, honestly, a solid, really fun horror comedy, too. There's some straight up brutal scenes in this. So this isn't really a kid's movie, at least not as much of one as I thought going in. But man, this is a real fun time. Lots of great practical effects, and it doesn't take itself seriously at all. Like, full-on recommendation for sure.
Well, there you have it. That's Gremlins. If you have any strong feelings about the movie or the show, leave in that comment section below.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Hit the little bell icon, too, so you know what we've got brewing up next.
Get out there and follow us on social media. We've got our YouTube, Spotify. We're out there on the Anchor app, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio's Public. Fucking goddamn, y'all. If you don't listen to us, there might be a gremlin in your house. And that gremlin's me in a ski mask holding a fucking crowbar. Goddamn, fucking click the like and subscribe.
I'm just wearing a trench coat, not doing anything.
Flasher Chandler.